I'm obsessed with finding myself now and not having to prove anything to anybody and realizing that that is enough. Giving your best is enough. And sometimes we lose track of that, you know? So for anybody out there, you're enough, man.
Making money can be a benefit of success, but it's not the equivalent of success.
Yes.
The best definition of success I've ever discovered is this. Success is doing the thing you were created for, being the person you were created to be. In other words, discovering the purpose for your life, developing yourself for that purpose, and deploying yourself in that purpose. If it makes you money, congratulations, you're successful. If it doesn't make you money, congratulations, you're still successful.
Start understanding that behavior affects your ability to build wealth more than all your little math tricks you think you see all the variables on. The borrower is slave to the lender. It doesn't say accept airline miles. The borrower is slave to the lender. It doesn't say accept Discover points. The borrower is slave to the lender. It doesn't say accept I got 0% interest on my new car, which lost $7,000 when I drove it off the lot, so it's not really 0%, is it? How stupid are we? I mean, you're going to hand me a nickel in front of me while you're picking a $100 bill out of my back pocket and call me smart. Think, people. Think.
You think about what actually occurs when you grow, you stretch past your point of comfort. So even if you're growing a muscle, like you stretch it, you break it down, it's painful. If you have growing pains, like as a kid, it's like you grew too fast and your joints are in a lot of pain. If you're a company and you expand, this is technically supposed to be good stuff, but it doesn't make it any less painful. Elite athletes don't get stronger during easy workouts. If we want progress, we must accept the price of pain that's attached to it. You cannot both want progress and live an easy life. These two things conflict.
And you're never more prone to a big mistake, professionally or personally, than after a big win. Because you start believing it's you. If you want to lose a lot of money, start believing that your great year in the market is because you're just really good at investing and you should lever up because you're that smart. No, you're sticking your chin out.
Sometimes you're where you are because of a series of decisions you've made, and you can make new decisions. You don't have to, well, my family, the way I grew up in my neighborhood, my people, those are how sentences start when people are going to explain why they're losing and it's not their fault. You don't understand about the isms that are out there. Yeah, I do. Isms are real. They're real. But I meet people every day who overcome their isms. Sexism, racism. People overcome their isms all the time. Hard work, hustle, smarts, looking forward, controlling the destiny. Can everybody do it? Apparently everybody can do it, but most people choose not to. They choose not to control the variables in their life.
You know, really in the first couple of years of business, like you are the business and you are the thing that will either determine whether the business dies or whether it succeeds. So make yourself as strong as possible, make yourself as knowledgeable as possible, make yourself as skilled as you can humanly be. And that's why I say invest in yourself, whatever it is. And that doesn't mean that, you know, buy some shiny online program, this, that. It could literally be a boring qualification you get in accounting or finance. Because I swear some of the shit that sounds boring, like is genuinely very, very useful in business.
There was a guy who, his entire investment strategy explained in an interview. He was like, you guys are going to be bored about what we're going to do for the next 55 minutes because I can explain it in 5. And we're like, and I'm listening. I'm like, okay, here's it. He's like, okay. So what I do is I find a city and I find the main street because usually there's a main street that goes through the middle of the state. It's the oldest street, whatever. It's like, and then I take a ruler and I go out 30 miles. He's like, and then I buy all that land. He's like, and then I wait 20 years. I love this guy.
You know, life isn't a forever thing. And I think that happens when you get older too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just turned 37 and it's like, wow, I vividly remember, 15. I vividly remember 21. I vividly remember 25, 30, and I used to look at 35, 37 like ancient, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh man, we're here. And it's like, you got to do what you got to do while you're here and make an impact. You got to fulfill yourself, whatever that may be.
Look, I came from $7.
Yeah, 680.
680, I came from 680, yes. I was driving up I-75 from Miami to Tampa. My dad was driving me. I didn't have a car. I was 22 years old. I just got cut from the CFL and we were driving and it was in the middle of the night because he had to come pick me up. And I said, how much money do I have, man? Let me look. I looked and I had a 501 and 80 cents. And so that kind of stuff will define you, man. And that stuff, for me, It's probably why I need a therapist. Like, that's the kind of shit that stays here in the forefront of my mind. So to me, I'm a week away from getting evicted again. You know, I'm a week away from having that $7. So I keep that, and it motivates me.
Because one of the really interesting things about entrepreneurship is that life gives you this, like, these unlimited lottery tickets, and you just pay time to get them, but you just can always get them to cash them in. And even if you cash 10 tickets in and they don't work, it's like you still have an 11th one, you still have a 12th one. And so a lot of people just will choose not to cash their tickets in at all, or even grab the tickets to begin with. And I think that ability to persevere is what gives you more shots on goal. And you only need one really big win to change your life forever. And so it's really just sticking with it. And I think that's on a long enough time horizon, somebody who sticks with it just gets enough, they just get so many chances that luck does happen.
What's your relationship like with money?
You know, the first half of my life was gather. And the second half of my life is going to be, you know, give. You just realize none of it can make you happy. Once you've bought everything you want, and there's literally nothing on earth else that you want to buy. You know, I just wish that was a gift that everybody could have, because there's nothing that material can do to satisfy you. Right? It's like drinking salt water, right? Like you'll never get enough. You're just going to make yourself more and more thirsty, right? So it's like that.
Generosity makes people highly attractive. We want to be around generous people, not because they're going to give us money, but just because of who they are. They're just open-handed. They're thinking about other people, and so there's this huge correlation between generosity and prosperity. You tend to prosper because people want you around. They want you in the deal, because you're not there for what you can get. You're there for what you can give, and we're all going to win together. We don't have to kill each other to win.